Evening, welcome to the City of Paris Planning Commission meeting, April 3rd, 2024. Welcome back. It's a nice warm day outside. It's actually starting to feel like spring. We'll start off with a roll call from our secretary. Hey.
Commissioner Lopez,
Here.
Commissioner Jimenez,
Here.
Commissioner Gomez,
Here.
Vice Chair Shively,
Here.
Chair Hammond.
Here. Thank you. And we have a pledge of allegiance to be initiated by Commissioner Lopez.
Please stand for the pledge.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you very much. You move to item 4. Is there a presentation? I doubt it. So we'll skip item 4, go on to item 5, consent calendar. The Planning Commission minutes for March 6, 2024. Are there any corrections, deletions? Okay. No corrections, no deletions. Okay. Do we have any public comment on the consent calendar? Seeing none, we move on and see who would like to make a motion. Well, hold on. Commissioner Jimenez, I couldn't get it. Moved and seconded by Vice Chair Shively.
Commissioner Lopez,
Yes.
Commissioner Jimenez,
Yes.
Commissioner Gomez,
Yes.
Vice Chair Shively,
Yes.
Chair Hammond.
Abstain.
With a vote of 4-0, this motion is approved and one step.
Thank you very much. We move on to item 6, public hearing. I'll read it anyway. A planned development overlay, 21-05038, tentative tract map 21-05037, TTM 37904, development plan review 21-00002. Consider the following entitlements to facilitate a planned residential development, age-restricted units on 41.7 acres. Number 1, planned development overlay zone designation to facilitate construction of 185 single-family detached residential units, age-restricted units. Number 2, tentative tract map to subdivide 4.7 acres into 185 residential lots. And number 3, development plan review for review of the site plan and building elevations. The project site is located on the northeast corner of Mountain Avenue and Pearson Road in the R6000 single-family residential zone. The applicant Anthony Arness, Pacific Communities. Requested actions continue this item to the Planning Commission meeting on April 17, 2024. And at this time, is there any ex parte communication or site visits?
None for me.
None for me.
None.
And yes, I will be recusing myself of this due to litigation that was in the past, so I will not even be doing anything other than leaving this room at this point. Thank you.
The basic. Really sound. Do you have your own?
I've got my own.
You left your phone. Your lifeline.
I can't live without.
So there's no presentation at this time?
No, sir.
Thank you. Is there any member of public who wishes to speak on this item? Sure. If you may state your name.
Members of the Planning Commission, my name is Ron Freeman, Director of Land Development for Pacific Communities Builder, the applicant for this project. I couldn't quite hear what you said, but we're looking for a continuance tonight for 2 weeks based on the fact that your staff was so quick in getting us to hearing that we haven't had a chance to review all of the conditions of approval, et cetera. So we gratefully are accepting their help, but just couldn't be ready tonight, so in 2 weeks we'll be back.
Excellent. Thank you.
Thank you.
Is there anybody else who want to speak on this matter? No. I'll go ahead and close public comment. And if you guys wish to speak on this matter, we can, or we can have a motion for continuance. We need a motion. Got a motion from Commissioner Lopez. Second from Commissioner Jimenez.
Commissioner Lopez,
Yes?
Commissioner Jimenez,
Yes.
Commissioner Gomez,
Yes.
Vice Chair Shively,
Yes.
Vice Chair Shively, just to clarify for the record, that is a continuance to the date certain of April 17th, 2024, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Not communicating.
with a vote of 4-0 and 1 abstain. It's not showing, but let me see.
If we want to go retrieve Commissioner.
And 1 recused. This motion is approved.
He didn't have no time for fun. He was barely getting comfortable. He just sat down. Can't let him have that much fun.
Gee, I didn't get to get into anything.
Welcome back.
No candies, no ice cream. nothing.
Didn't want you to have any fun.
Okay. All right. I hope you didn't need that. He did. Oh, okay.
Can you hear me racket?
Okay, we move on to item 7, public comments. Anyone who wishes to address the Planning Commission regarding items not on the agenda may do so at this time. Please walk up to the podium and wait for the chairperson to recognize you. Speak clearly. You do not to give all kinds of information, other than we'd like you to spell your last name for us and state your name. Each speaker will be given 3 minutes to address the Planning Commission. And if anyone would like to come forward, I don't think we have anyone to turn in any of the blue sheets, so we open it up to the public. Okay, seeing none, we close the public comments and move on to commission members' announcements or reports. Where's mine? Oh.
We're gonna be seeing each other one more time before this event, but April 20th, we're gonna be hosting, or the City of Paris is hosting the health fair and the 5K color run. This is gonna be my 3rd time attending this event. Honestly, this is probably one of my favorite ones, so I do encourage a lot of people to come out here. And every year I get a lot of positive feedback that people really enjoy it, especially the run, because it's fun. It's only a 5K, so some people walk it, they jog the whole thing, whatever, Just go out there, have fun, and then the kids always enjoy it with all the events that they have out here on the city campus. So I really encourage people to come out and just mark their calendars for April 20th. Besides that, I have no other announcements. I hope everyone has a good rest of their evening.
Thank you.
I've always wanted to go to one of those, and I never get to go. You said it's April 20th, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to definitely make an effort to go this year.
2
There's-
Saturdays from now.
Huh?
2 Saturdays.
2 Saturdays from now. I'll keep that in mind. So I did have a couple of questions. It's definitely starting to feel like spring again. Mosquitoes. I caught them. So, sorry, guys, I just couldn't let it go. So I attended the City of Paris sponsored the planning commissioners, and I was able to attend the ADA workshop. It was focused for planning commissioners that are new and older, and we went over the Brown Act. We went over the different types of issues, especially we had an attorney present, and I was really impressed with the fact that many of the actual attorney, there was a CEQA specialist there, and he's always there. I think his name is Mark Teague, I believe, and we've seen him. We actually saw him give a CEQA a presentation up in San Ramon a few years ago. And so he was there as well, and I was really pleased to see that that most of them, part of this association, actually worked for the city at some point, and they did the work. So they did the manager work, they did the attorney work, they did the engineering work, and having that type of experience explained to us, and then it feels so. It feels so real that what we're doing is something that's done across the board. So it was really nice to go. It was in the evening, and I was tired, but I'm glad I pushed myself to go because it was in Riverside, but it was at the manor. I forget what the first name is, but it's really nice, and it was a nice place to go. So I did come back with some questions. I'm not sure if I can ask those questions now. They're just very high-level questions, just like quick, like I'd like to know a little bit more. So I'm going to throw them at our manager, and hopefully you can guide us on this. And so I just wanted to get a little more information on, I think we've discussed this already, but I wanted to learn a little more about how the City of Paris benefits from the sales of truck parking, the truck parking terminals. I know we recently approved one, and I believe there's one already, and there's another one that's potentially coming in soon. They haven't done anything, but I would like to know how the city would benefit from that type of business. I'd like to request an update from staff of vacant light industrial buildings in the City of Paris. I think Kenneth, before, he's provided us with how many we had, how many were being built, and then how many were vacant. I'd like to hear that number. If you can provide that for us at the next meeting, that would be great. I'd like to know when the last time was that the council revisited or visited zoning for our city. I learned that it's done normally between 10 to 15 years. It's something that's revised and looked at. I think it's been done around that time, but I just wanted to make sure, just to have it on hand. And then I would like to, and I know there was just a field trip for the city that I did not get to go to because I was not feeling well. But I'd like to visit the wastewater treatment facility. And that was very interesting because I learned that you'll learn how your infrastructure works in your city and what the needs are and why when you visit the water treatment facility for your town. So, and they said it's really cool, so. And lastly, I would like to make an announcement that it's going to be our first annual, sorry guys, I didn't want to throw it out there, our first annual, or not annual, but it's going to be our inaugural Adopt a Highway cleanup for my church this Saturday. And so the reason why I wanted to make this announcement is because we actually acquired this Adopt a Highway. We adopted it, gosh, it's been years. Before Placentia was built out, the off-ramp there. And we had to wait until that was completed in order for us to do, because that's the side that we actually got. It was just by chance. And so it took a while for us to get the green light to be able to go out there. And they said, don't do Nuevo too much because it's too narrow, and we'll take care of that, but focus on Placentia. And we were like, of course we're going to focus. That would be great. So we're looking forward to going out there on Saturday. We were supposed to do it this past Saturday, but, the rain was, we were like, we'll just wait for it to stop raining and we'll go. And it never stopped raining, of course, so we weren't able to go. But I'm really looking forward to doing that and getting out there. So if anyone wants to join us, we'll be there 8:30 a.m. And hopefully it won't take too long. The more, the better. The shorter it'll be. And I think that's all for me. I just want these little things that that we can touch on would be great. And so thank you. It's nice to see everyone again after the Easter holiday. I really missed everybody, so it's good to be here. I look forward to 2 weeks.
Commissioner Gomez, just for clarification on the update for industrial projects built and in the queue, are we looking at projects in the past 2 years, last year? Do you have some type of timing?
That's a good question, Patricia. I think we'd like to have, I'd like to know, I think I just really want to focus on how many industrial buildings are still vacant. That's really my main priority. For now, because I know I don't want you to go too far back, but I have seen a few buildings that are empty, and I remember that one time, this is my third year, so I remember that at one time, maybe my second year, Kenneth said, hey, they're almost all completely filled, and there's those that are empty are pending tenants. So because I've been seeing a few that are empty, I'd just like to get an update on that. Thank you.
Just to clarify that, I think in the sense of one thing you could be saying is the zoning, current zoning, and what the percentage of industrial may be remaining in terms of actually entitled as industrial, residential, because a lot of things have changed since I did the general plan. Don't go through that again. It's Frankenstein or the general plan? I'll take Frankenstein. Really, I mean, it was, but not 2 meetings a month. I'm talking 8, 9, 10, 11, so. But the idea is that you don't normally do that till 30 years, so it's good to keep an update, yes. An update of what's left in terms of, there's still a lot of open space, so what is community commercial? So that adds to what she's saying in the sense of there's percentage that's still left, and that would be good to know. And that's something the planning should do constantly anyway. We're down, we say that at meetings, we have 10% left, you have commercial business left, this is such and such residential. Okay, and if it's already entitled and it's already ready, that's one thing. But if it's just vacant, that's another thing. So that might be good. And that matches, usually when you had a general plan amendments, you'll see these amendments come. They'll change it from something to something. So those general plan, we've had quite a few general plan amendments. But that is really a lot of economics. A lot of economics drive that. And things change from 2005 till now. So that's obvious. Not the same. So hopefully that helps to add on to and be more even specific. So, okay. I'm going to take your time.
I'm glad you brought that up because, my husband works as a truck driver, and he has also noted that the industry demands has been going down a lot. So it is important to know how many are vacant because they do create different types of problems for the city when we have large. I know back in the day they were used for having parties. I've been told. Yeah, the ravey thingies, something like that. I was told. So they do create, when you have vacant buildings that are big and very sheltered, they do create different types of problems. So I'm so happy you brought that up. Other than that, I know for our district, students came back yesterday, it was really nice. It was kind of like with us where we haven't seen each other and you come back and it's nice to see everybody and reconnect. So it was nice to go back. Students are doing good. A lot of them are going to the state testing, so hope they do well on the state testing. That's always very stressful for students, teachers, families. So that's it for me. Thank you.
Yeah, well, my daughter has to take her 11th grade state testing, so hopefully she does well.
Everything plus science.
So, hope everybody had a good Easter. I appreciate that we had a little bit of break. Maybe life's been busy. I did miss the opportunity to both go to the planning commission seminars and the trip in Paris that a couple of us had a chance to go on. So be glad to hear what went on.
Oh, sure. Okay. I promised to be only 2 hours. Don't worry. I'm cutting it down. Okay, an hour and 55. Yeah, it's been a while. I know I wasn't with you March 6th. I was at the League of California Cities in San Diego. I'll get to that in a minute. My number one thing, this is a kind of a code enforcement, goes back to COA, and I'm going to pound this in forever, is the Wayville Road. North, by the Rite Aid down, is an atrocity. That says to your city that it's garbage. If it's okay for Temecula to look beautiful, Murrieta, beautiful, and then you come to Paris, it looks like you're in a dump. And I don't know who owns that property to the north, and I mentioned it to in the car when we were doing the tour. There's no excuses for this. So I don't want to have to go to the next level. But right now, that's an atrocity. That whole strip from the freeway by Chick-fil-A all the way down to Paris Boulevard, it's no excuses. We have to write them 60 letters, they'll come before us, and you don't want to do that. There's not like that. I mean, it's so bad, there are weeds growing, and I almost feel like getting a weed whacker myself, but I'm not going to do it. But that is an atrocity to when you come into a city. Now, it's one thing to be off on the side road, not when you come in. I was told the mayor knows about this, too. I will make them aware of it. But I don't want to have to start doing the private thing. I want to say this as a public session. There's really no excuses for North. The South looks good. Like Stater Brothers, they maintained it by scissors, but what happened to the North? Owner of the property, I don't know who the developer, I think I do know, I'm not going to mention the name, but come on. Okay. That is really, that's, when we talk about in our sessions, that 1 year maintenance thing, it's not that the 1 year, it's that we want to maintain this over a period of time. So if you don't stress it, they just flipped it off. So, they need some letters going. So, and having worked in city government, I know how to get letters going from the top, but I don't work in the city of Paris. I was very vicious in LA, but I think I don't work there anymore. But anyway, that's one of my pet peeves. Now, give you a real quick for the League of California Cities, and I know it's been a while. We went to the one in San Ramon. San Ramon is a totally different community, obviously. Long Beach, there's good and there were some bad things about it. That strip on Ocean Way has a lot of condominiums, apartments, and I thought I was in New York for that one strip. Okay, you go north of there and you go way down. No garage parking, no street parking is angled. I don't know who designed that part of the city, but they should be out of a job. Okay, no places to eat when you went to the hotel, other than the hotel. And it was on a corner next to 710 freeway, which is a lot of truck traffic. So that's League of California Cities for you. I didn't mind being at the Holiday Inn because you had this beautiful view by the airport, but 7 miles to get there. And you're like, what in the world were they thinking when they designed this? Nothing. That's what you don't do in a city. The other complaint was none of the big cities, including Long Beach, wasn't even there. And I wrote to the league and I'm saying, why don't you even represent your own city? And they don't even care about their own city. So Coachella was there, no minute fee. Murrieta, I think, was there. Temecula was there. Moreno Valley was there. So Riverside County was a lot of northern, which really kind of upset me. A lot of northern. Nobody Ontario knows them. I said, what's going on? But it's in South, so none of them represented. So when you get the panels and things, you get that representation. Okay. some of the good things. And I went 2 days. I didn't bother on Friday because I was out of it. Understanding public service ethics. Now, let the attorney know I already took it. Got a signed sheet, so I'm still going to take it again, but I don't have to. Legally, this means I already took it, so I'll be getting that extra session. There are some things you're going to need to know that are different. Some of them are going to shock you. Okay, I'm just telling you right now, there are things in housing that deal with residential that are going to make you wonder why you are up here. And I'm just going to say this general, there's not much you can do when it's residential. And when it's residential, it comes before you, you're pretty much going to slap a yes on it. I'm going to say it on the record, there's not much you can do. Industrial, commercial is one thing, but residential, really tight in the states where he's like, you want to build this project, unless you're living on a landfill or a swamp, it's going to be hard. So residential is a little different. That's one of the things I took away from that. They had a general session which zapped negativity. I guess it was for me, right? But they had, I think they just kind of wasted time talking about zapping negativity. But one thing I did find out from all the commissioners that these meetings are getting really difficult. Some are really getting difficult. First Amendment is very important, and some of these commissioners don't know what to do. You have an attorney, some don't even have an attorney at a meeting. I said, what? How do you come in and make that? Whatever. That's scary. Scary. I'm not going to mention cities, but it's scary not to have an attorney at a meeting. Are you kidding me? But that's the good thing about like that, and then you see it around the state, there's variances in terms of experience. I probably had the most. One other person had 26. I had 22. No one else had it close to that. So the years of experience, I had to open my mouth, right? And I said, no, this is not what you do. Advocating for it, no. There's things you cannot do, and you got to follow very strictly, quasi-judicial. Some of them don't understand that. So we had meetings that were good for that. How to manage public meetings, a lot about managing public meetings. What do you do in terms of managing public meetings? The good thing about it isn't so much today as, because it's Dana Point and some other, it's what the other commissioners are saying to each other. That's why they're so valuable. It's how you can find out what other cities do, how good your city is. Some of the other ones need to come up to us. We have pre-meetings. They couldn't believe we actually have pre-meetings with the city attorney. And what? Yes. And you sit down with people and you don't discuss things one. Dangerous things were said there. But we do it, and we're one of the best run cities. And I listen to them and say, no, you're one of the best run cities right here. So I don't think I'd really want to be anywhere else. Because I listen to some of them, no. And you just have to be quiet because you can't talk all the time. Planning Commission 101, they had nuts and bolts, and like you did, it's good things to go through for that. One thing I did learn, and I will talk to Clara about this, that there is a Riverside County League of California Representatives. And I didn't even know it until I looked it up, and we've never heard from them. Now, it's policy level, true, but it'd be nice to see our representative from Riverside County, and I'll get the name, but you might want to have that person come. And I can't think of the name. I should just say something. I can't think of the name now, but it's for Riverside, because Riverside issues are Riverside issues. One of the reasons I like this, and I won't keep it long, is because we have a lot of issues here, industrial, things like that other ones have cows. One housing thing coming in, and that's their big deal. And I'm like, what? And we've got all these issues going on, and you listen to these commissioners like, I said, do you question anything? No. Do you? No. So what happens to the meetings? Okay. So we have a lot more issues out here, and especially with industrial warehouses, things like that, that they don't have to deal with. Okay. So we've, some good, some bad, but it's really good to do. And lastly, how to apply objective standards to comply with state law and retain local control. And our city attorney could probably do one on that one. Because most of the people up on the dais were attorneys. Okay. So they had a Jeopardy where you have the numbers 300, 200, 100. That was smart. And they took questions for each one and we tried to answer them. And the attorneys would say, okay, maybe this is good idea. And they give 300 points and 400 points. And they were handing out stuff, and I said, is it over $50? It's not going to happen. Don't even waste your time. So, very ethical, But it was hard, but I said, no, it's not going to happen. Okay. So those were some of the things, and I know, I just happen to be, since I'm retired, I can go to these things. But one of the things I did note is getting with other commissioners, like you mentioned. You'll be shocked at some of the stuff that goes on in some of these cities. Coachella was here, and they're looking like they're deer in the headlights when you say things like, it's normal for us. And it's like, huh? Yeah. Okay, one of the things I don't like cities doing and being told by attorneys is meeting individually with developers. Absolutely forbidden for me. Never going to happen, because that is something should not be said from the dais. Now, if you want to do it out there, but don't say it as legal attorneys that it's no, because it's appearance. It's an appearance thing. So you want to? I will never do it. Have never done it, and I've never done it in 22 years. I never do it again. I've been called every kind of name in the book. I'm not going to do it. But it's not because it's wrong to do it. It's just appearance. But that thing came up a lot, And I said, well, it shouldn't be coming up. So anyway, that's the low down, the high down of that meeting. I think it's going to be in Santa Rosa. I think it's Santa Rosa up north next time. And, if you get an opportunity and a chance to, they're picking these places. It's wine country up there. Gee, I wonder why they picked it. but one thing about it, I did make a suggestion to them that they have, if you're going to go to a city, whether it's Ontario or whether the city, let that city have representatives there. Whether it's the mayor come and say thank you for the city, welcome. Basic stuff that you would do. Welcome with the city council person and saying, well, does the city have a video? I mean, don't just show up and here we are in Long Beach. What do you eat? I don't know, figure it out your own. Basically, they said, go figure it out. Okay. I said, okay, so what happens if you have to walk 10 blocks to get something, which you had to do? I'm walking 10 blocks to get some food. You get in my car and go. So it couldn't even, in fact, the parking was a block and a half over at where they do the courthouse. So you had to park in where the courthouse was and walk the block to get back to the hotel. That's just the planning for Long Beach. Okay. They didn't plan restaurants. They didn't plan, Georgia Gladney in Paris. You didn't have restaurants. You had nothing planned. So whoever designed that just put a bunch of buildings on the street, housing, and you had a view of the ocean. And okay, what do you eat? Okay, DoorDash, Uber. So that was, that's just the highlights. That's not everything, but I got into some conversations with people, and some of them I think should probably not be on the commission. but you really should be proud of your city, because I had to listen to stuff, and I'm going, I just kept my mouth shut. Yes, it was very hard. But I'm like, you don't know this, you don't know this, you don't know this, But we don't take it for granted here. We teach, we learn, we have good city attorney. They just take it for granted, and I'm just like, But that's why it's a learning experience. It's a good learning experience. Okay, I think that's it for me. Other than the Wayville Road, that's my only pet peeve. Really pet peeve, and I can't imagine nobody doesn't see this. I mean, yeah. So I think I made it pretty clear to Kenneth. But anyway, I think that was it for me, and I want to say how I'm very thankful for Sylvia for arranging all this stuff. She does a lot of good work. Gets us food. You get the check tomorrow, okay? No.
You?
No, yeah, she says yes, see. But no, I really appreciate all the good work that she does, and she stays on top. We missed you for our tour, engineering tour. Thank you. We probably gave you a whole earful too, right? Yes. Pork chops that were not put in yet. Yeah, see, yeah. Okay. Like a pork chop. You didn't want to go eat it, right? With that, I know, they're getting me hungry now. Now we turn over to the planning manager reports and information. Yeah, I know.
Well, it's so nice to be back tonight. I want to echo the comments from Commissioner Lopez and invite the community to our 10th annual health fair and 5K Color Run event. They're really fun. I was here last year, and it was well attended. It was fun. It was really exciting. I'm going to be here for that event again, so I really want to see most of you, if not all of you there. But I want to invite the community to attend. For the Planning Commission on April 17th, we're just going to have the item that was continued today. So it's going to be an exciting meeting. And we will follow up on the questions that you had, Commissioner Gomez, and bring back a response by the next meeting. And that's all I have to report. Thank you.
We can ask him. Oh, since we did another tour before, did you want to comment anything about the tour or any subsequent things you mentioned about the pork chop being put in? No pressure from the county commission at all, right? Yeah, right.
Good evening, commissioners. Yeah, I mean, on the tour, we did sightsee a few of the proposed industrial in the northern end of the city, and then we went down to Ryder Street and Placentia, some of the central locations, and then we finished at Ethonac and Green Valley. So to expand on that, I know Ryder Street has been a hot ticket item. Just to let you know, there is some work in the works coming up. So in 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks, April 21st is the planned start date for paving along Wilson there. And then the next 2 to 3 weeks after that, they'll be working on Ryder. So that whole region there, it's in the works pending weather. But in the next month here, you'll be seeing a nice coat of nice new asphalt on the road.
We got it on tape, Wilson, right? So you heard it. Yeah. Write it down.
We didn't even go down Wilson.
Yeah, Wilson has been.
Yeah.
Okay.
I did just want to bring up something that we also noticed on the term we brought up is a lot of buildings are using colors that they're not running by the planning development. So there was one, and it was funny because we brought it up during our tour, and then driving by there this weekend, my daughters also noticed, and it really caught their eye because it doesn't vibe, in their words, with with the city feel. So I know I had said it before, where they just paint colors. And I think they have gone in the direction, or at least newer developments, when they're going to change colors or things like that, they have to go to the planning department before. So I would encourage them to do that, because with us up here, we notice things like that, and we will bring it up because this is where we live. This is what we see every day. And if we're seeing it, and my daughters picked up on it really quickly, I know everybody in the community is also driving by places like these and taking mental notes of like, wow, that color, that's what they chose. So I just wanted to say that because, and our staff did an amazing job of taking notes, answering our questions. It was very, very informational. I took away a lot. They answered a lot of questions right then and there. Because when we sit up here and we see maps, it's cool. But when you're there and you're on the street and you get that eye view at that eye level and you get to see what's going around there, it really makes a difference. So I appreciate the staff for putting that together and taking us. I know Commissioner Lopez, and I forgot to say that.
Just to follow up on that, it was nice being around everyone just to see things in person. You guys pointed out always stop potential locations where you're driving the big van and you can't really see around some things. So it's stuff that from an engineering perspective we're going to look into and make the city a safer place.
Okay. And unless Attorney has anything to, I didn't think so. Thank you very much. I think this is a short one. And it's been a long time, so it's good to get back together again. And I know, and I know it wasn't much tonight, but we appreciate you being there. And with that, we will have adjournment and see you on April 17th. And I think the state of the city is May 27th, I think. So we're thinking about that, if you need to take time off or something, but it's a big one. So, state of the city, yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah, we'll always be. Yeah. Yeah.